This is Sean with Gate City Foundation Drainage. We're on a job today in High Point. So let's take a look. What we've got going on here is there is flooding going into this building here. And so they had somebody out here to put a channel drain in. And I've said this a million times, you never ever want to put the drain right next to the foundation because you're trying to get all the water into this drain and it's just too close. And so what's happening is it's backing up and it's just flooding over there. So they already have these catch basins in here, and these, I ran some water in these, and these are flowing really well. So the only problem with them is the pipes are a little bit backed up. So what we're going to be working on today is we're going to be cleaning the pipes out. And what we're going to do with this project is we're going to do concrete all the way from here to this edge, and we're going to surround the catch basins with concrete. This channel drain is just too close to the foundation, and so it's just not working at all. So that's what we're working on today. So that's what we're here doing, is we're taking this existing pipe and making sure it's cleaned out. Alright, Ronald got that blasted out pretty good, and we're pretty much all the way down to that basin I just showed you down there. So these basins are going into the main, I think that's an 8-inch trunk that's going across there, so it's a really good way of doing it. The problem is these are just up too high and there's not enough water going into them. There's no slope to this concrete.
Here?
Right there. So this is a problem here. The concrete's not sloping properly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to replace this concrete like we've done a million times before, slope it properly, bring all this down, and then have our catch basins be the low point with the concrete surrounding them. So the concrete's going to work as a collection device. It's also going to work as a waterproof barrier against the foundation. So this is an incorrect application for this channel drain here. Even though each one of these catch basins is just a short distance to this main trunk, we're going to run that sewer jetter from each one all the way to here. And that will just get us that much more clean out capacity. The hose is popping out of this one. Yep. What happened there?
I don't know, boss.
I wonder, so what's going on?
When I put this in there, it's turned backwards.
It's turning backwards.
Going back up the line instead of down the line.
I wonder if they put regular tees in there instead of sanitary tees.
And they might have had.
I am back out here this morning. We're going to get this torn out today. The concrete guys are on the way. So the plan is to get this ready for concrete on Monday. So what I'm working on right now is access. I've said it before, but anytime you build a fence, always make sure you put a gate in it. So I've got to take all this fence down to get through here. And then we do have a gate over here. So that's good. There's a double gate up there. So that's what I'm working on before they get here. All right, we got that. We got the boards all laid out. We got all the play area cleaned up here so we can access it. So we're about to get going here. These concrete guys work fast. This load of concrete is ready for recycling.
I let Ron Raymond be blessed.
I wanted to show you there's a bunch of these millipedes out here. These guys are the ones that make cyanide, and so they have a sweet cherry-like smell to them. Cherry, of course, is also full of cyanide, and just like any other millipedes, these guys have 2 legs per body segment, and they have downward facing jaws, and they are detritivores. So there's a bunch of these large ones out here. So I'm just going to reposition him in the woods, out of our way. Tony is taking that concrete for recycling, and Harvey's starting to bust up the concrete over there. Miguel is going to bust up this concrete holding the channel drain in. So he's got a small jackhammer for that. So we'll get that channel drain out of there. They did a heck of a nice job on this channel drain. It was just in the wrong location. You never ever want to put it up against the house. You always want to slope the water away. Anytime we're pouring concrete, new concrete up against old concrete, we try to find a logical, aesthetically pleasing edge that we can meet old and new concrete. And if there is not an edge, as in this case, we use a concrete saw and we create an edge. So that's what we're doing here, is creating an edge to butt up our new concrete to the old existing concrete. This concrete here by the walkway is already cracked in several places. So Miguel just cut it right across there, and we're just going to do new concrete across here just to make it nice and even and get rid of this cracked concrete while we're here. I wanted to show you really quickly this channel drain here. Instead of draining from the end over to that catch basin right there, they're taking it all the way this way, and we just exposed this pipe. It's going this way, and then this way. So they gave up a short little run, which is like 10 feet right across there, to go all the way back around and turn all those corners. So it's just not a very good way to do it. We are making pretty good progress here. We've got all our concrete torn out, and we've got quite a volume to make up there. So the little pieces of concrete, we throw them up against it and compact them really well. And so that channel drain up against the building, it's a good idea, and I understand why people do it. But you're inviting the water to come close to the foundation, and then when the thing clogs up, that water just overflows into the foundation. So that's why the only good solution here is to take concrete down and take this out of here so that we're sloping away from the building. And so I see this a lot with people who have concrete that is sloping into the building. I had a call yesterday, and the lady said she wanted me to put a channel drain up against the building, and I said I won't do it because a couple reasons. First of all, the cost of putting a channel drain like you just saw us tear out is almost as much as redoing the concrete. And the second thing is, when you redo the concrete, the more water that falls on it, the faster it sheds away. Whereas a channel drain, the more water that goes in it, the more it overwhelms it and could possibly flood your foundation. So that's what we're here right now fixing, is getting concrete up in here. So we're playing musical trucks right now. We've got the concrete off for recycling, and we've got another empty truck on the way back to put the dirt in. So we should be in pretty good shape here shortly. Hey, you think it's okay?
Huh?
It's okay?
Yeah.
But what you want to do here? You put the concrete around.
La forma vaya atrás.
Yep.
Como aquel, voy a poner como
Yeah.
aquel.
No, amigo. La forma vaya atrás.
No estoy diciendo que va como aquel.
Oh, you want to put like that one?
No.
No way.
But in the back, yes, you make a little, right here, a little like this.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, just aquí. You got this one here. You make
Yeah.
it here circle.
La la forma, amigo, la vamos a dejar
No,
altita.
por eso, fue un poquito arriba, entonces. Me
Yeah.
tengo que buscar más que dejar al puro nivel.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
You're not that
man.
flat, hey. Ahí
You
está
see what I'm
arriba,
saying? What he do, so you don't have to dig it now.
Okay.
See what I do for you when I think I know what you do. Like he do. You see you do over there, but you put the form a little high. And remember when you do the other job, the big hole, you can make a little curve, right? So the water goes this and goes down.
Make it around this, más around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can make it.
Ah, pongo una cuerda, al cuerda redondo,
Ya,
más
pero
parejito.
le vamos a alzar la tabla, güey, para que ya nos cargamos, pues.
Y la parte acá.
Hey, whatever Miguel say,
Como,
do.
como curvita.
Whatever he say, you do.
He's gonna tell him before
Whatever
you know,
he
you know,
say.
he said, tell him, he said, you better do like this one, like that one, yes, yeah, like that one.
Pero
Pero
no,
high,
pero
just
no,
make it a circle.
No va a ser igual que esa, güey, no va a ser una
Un círculo,
rampita.
sí, puro círculo.
Rampita, toda la rampita, güey. Para que el agua esa ahí se va a quedar y esta va a caer ahí.
Pero también como tiene así aquí la rampita,
Porque ya ves cómo está arriba, si no le pones nada, güey, todo el agua se la va a venir con tierra.
Yeah.
Get your straight edge and level and see how much fall it is.
I want to add a catch basin
El
here
nivel,
too.
el nivel,
I want to add a catch basin
Fíjate
here.
el nivel,
Okay.
mira.
el nivel es
So we
una
may have
regla.
to take a little bit more out.
La,
Una regla de-
Where's your straight edge?
ahí tenemos la caída.
You got a level?
Get the level.
He's gonna get the level.
Here, go take it.
Ok. Dame ese, mijo.
Ahora,
Ponlo abajo, mijo.
bajo, arriba. Por esquinas.
Ese es lo que tú bájate, mijo. Right now, I got down.
Pull it back.
Sácalo para afuera, mijo. Sí, ese güey tiene un bordo ahí, ¿no? Ahí.
Is it a full?
They're going, it's level. But you gotta dig in a lot. There. So it's level right there.
Okay.
Shove that out right there.
Yeah, if we can just get this a little bit out right here,
A
I
ver,
think we'll be
nomás
good.
ahí para ver cómo está el pedo.
And Harvey, I want you to leave some dirt for me for the finish grading.
Dale, Panchito, así está bien.
So maybe we can pile it
Porque tienes un
somewhere.
chingo de caída. Dale poquito más, güey. No, pícale más para que baje más, mijo. No, nomás tienes poquito.
I don't know.
Media.
Sí, sí. Ahí estás, güey.
Maybe just
Ahí
in the
estás.
corner back there.
Allá en la esquina, güey. Porque la tabla está bien grande, güey.
Ahí está.
Sí, ya estoy-
Right,
Ahí estás, güey. Ah, ahí
right,
está.
right in front
Okay,
of the basket.
look. John, see right there?
Uh-huh.
I got a whole line,
Full bubble.
full bubble.
Full bubble.
So it's still
bubble.
good.
It's still
because
good.
see, that's what I told you. The best for you here is if you put the concrete even to that, it's not work for you.
Right.
You put 2 boxes high and make a little like
A wall.
a wall,
Yeah.
so the water got it and coming down.
Yeah. But
See,
do it. We do
if
it.
you do the concrete even,
Yep.
and all the thing go here,
Right.
and you'll be dirty and
Right.
grass, whatever.
Right. Whatever he says.
No, I mean I'm talking about it's your job, right? No.
Yeah.
You
No,
need,
I like
you
it.
need, you need
But-
to dig in here, Harvey. But you said, how many, 11 is 12.
Huh?
How big is?
Whatever.
No, but you said, because right here, this is, you got 12, this is 12 inches.
12 feet.
12,
So
12
see,
inches
look,
right here.
Yeah.
look the bubble.
Yeah.
I think it's
It's
11
a
right
lot.
there.
It's
Yeah,
good.
let's take a little bit more out of here.
Right here, Harvey, just in the floor. Maybe take it 10 inches. 10
No,
inches. Yes, yes.
We are back out here. It's a Saturday, so the kids aren't in school. And we're gonna try to get this formed up and ready. We don't have any sand rock though, or gravel, so we're gonna have to bring that in on Monday. But the guys wanted to work today, so we're here. Hola, buenos dias.
Buenos días, papi.
How's it going? these catch basins, we're having to reposition them because they're too high up. So we just put a level across here and it's perfectly level. So this has got to go down a few inches, probably about 3 inches.
Espérate, güey.
That's okay, it's okay.
Espérate.
We figured out why this was high, because we're basically on rock right here. And it's kind of interesting, this is all sand rock in here. And usually we have to truck this stuff in to make a nice base, and here we're just on top of the sand rock. So the only option here is to jackhammer it to get it lower.
Señor jefe, ahora.
El arquitecto. El jefe debe estar como.
Alright, we got a little bit of work done here. It's a Saturday, so the guys want to call it quits for the day. So we got most of this formed up, and we still have yet to get this all compacted, but it's getting kind of late in the day. So we'll be back on Monday, hopefully to finish up and pour. We are back out here. I've got Jeremy out here today, and we basically have this long run here from this catch basin over to here, and this is kind of a low point. So I'm going to add a catch basin here, and so we're going to dig this up, see if we can find that 8-inch pipe, and then add this one catch basin into it. Now, I already mentioned that the native soil here is sand rock, and they mine this stuff in a quarry not too far from here. And so this is what we usually use for a base underneath our concrete. And so because we're not having to truck in a bunch of sand rock here, it's already on site. That is basically giving me the budget to add this, even though it wasn't part of the original scope of work. So if you can see, this is supposed to come down here and then go under the boardwalk here, and then there's another basin right here, but this is way higher. And so you can also see the pipe in there. So by adding this catch basin here, this is really critical that we put this right here. Otherwise, this would just be a puddle all the time. So that's what we're working on today, and we're going to try to get this done, and the concrete should be here in the morning. Alright, we found our pipe, and when you're digging with this thing, when you hit a pipe like that, it's real slippery. I know that sounds kind of funny, but you can feel that it's a pipe and not a rock. So we got that uncovered, and so our form is going to come across here to this point right here, and so I think if we put our catch basin here somewhere, we can just go straight into our pipe right there. So let me dig this out a little bit, and we'll get this basin set.
Loose, on but loose.
Let's let that set up for just a sec. And I'll get some video. Alright, we just got our connection made to the existing pipe. So this is 8-inch schedule 40, and we just drilled an 4.5 inch hole in there and put this in, and it's a really tight fit in there, so it's really solid. We've got that short nipple right there that's extending into the pipe, which is not going to disrupt any flow on the inside of the pipe. And I want to just put a little bit of caulking, even though that's a really tight fit right there. I want to put a little bit of caulking along there just because. So that will let us drop down into it with our new catch basin. Okay, so here is our connection. So not only is that a mechanical connection with that short nipple sticking through the hole, it's also chemically sealed with the glue, and then we put some caulking around it as well. So it should be really tight. And we're going to do a really good job of getting all this compacted before we get too far. That way it's not going to move around on us.
You are good with covering it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
We are done for today. We got the catch basins covered up, the existing ones, so the concrete can go over top of those, and then we'll come back and clean them up later. And we got this catch basin in place, which was a big deal. So we'll be back over here in the morning. Alright, I just talked to the concrete guy there. He dives as well, so we both dive out of the same shop. We were talking about that for a minute. But we're about to get ready to start here. We got the concrete buggy, and we got our wheelbarrow ready to go. So we'll see if we can get this done. All right, the first concrete truck is empty. They say it's on the ground. So we measured up another 4 yards. And so that's what they just called in. Oh, that took a little bit out? He'll tell him. 3.5, Harvey says. How's it going, Miguel?
Very good, baby. It's good, good. Merry Christmas.
The other concrete truck is on the way, and for now the guys are getting this little curb area finished up. So let's take a look. How's it going? It's gonna look good? All right, we are finished with the pour and getting everything cleaned up here with the concrete truck and the buggy. This is what the curb starts out looking like. And then that's what it's going to look like.
You like?
I like it. If you like it, I like it, buddy.
All right.
I am back out here. It's the next day and the concrete guys are on the way. We're going to pull the forms today. But I wanted to show you what it came out and what it looked like. So we got to clean up a little bit of this tape in here, but that shouldn't be too bad. I just wanted to get a close-up of this one here. Look at how nice this looks. So they got this existing area to here. It's all sloping down. We got this high right here, so it's sloping down. So I'm just really excited about this. It looks really good. We're getting a test of how this is going to work. On some of my concrete jobs, I don't necessarily stick around for them cutting the control joints and coming back and that sort of thing. But on this job, I happen to catch back up with them. And so we do cut control joints after the concrete has set up. And you can either cut them when the concrete is wet, or you can come back and cut them with a saw like Miguel and Antonio are doing here. So either way, you're good to go as long as you get them cut. Okay, the concrete guys are coming off another job, small job, and they've got a small amount of dirt. So they're gonna drop it right here for me. I can use it to fix up this and feather it out a little bit. And then they'll have an empty dump truck for their boards. We are back out here. I've got the drainage crew this morning, and we are going to get all of our finish grading completed. So all this around here, we gotta get all this compacted and feathered out. And we're gonna get these basins cleaned up a little bit too. So that's the plan. We finished up with our leaf blowing, and so we are finished with this job finally. So we got all that channel drain and that old concrete out of there. We dug it down quite a bit, and we brought concrete out and surrounded those existing catch basins. And so this has been working really well so far for the customer. So let's take a look at how it's working in the rain. I am back out here. It's been about 2.5 months or so, and we finally got some rain going on. So I wanted to check on this system and see how it's working. So I've talked to them several times, and everything is working really well. They haven't had any more flooding of the building. And not only that, but they got the new concrete put in over here. So that's flowing pretty well. The building hasn't had any more flooding going on in it. Now I gotta call them and tell them to get these leaves out of here. That's for sure. This was that catch basin that we added. And look here. You got a bunch of water running underneath here, under this boardwalk, and right in there. So it's supposed to be going into this catch basin, but I was worried about that not working, so we added this one. I think that was an important one there. But this has been working really well for them. And it's taken me forever to get back over here to get some video footage for you all during the rain. So I'm excited about this job. It's all finished. You can see all that grass grew back in too. So it's been a while for sure over here. This was a pretty interesting job. I was contacted by a construction company out in the Midwest, and they had won the job and they had subcontracted it out to someone else. And apparently the other company ghosted them, and so they were looking around trying to find another contractor to complete the work. And so what ended up happening was the guy, his name is Pierce, he give him a shout out here, but he sent me the quote from the other company and basically was very upfront and transparent about what he had to work with. And so I went out there and looked at it, and I decided what I wanted to do, which is what we did. And according to the quote from the other company, they wanted to do they wanted to spend a bunch of money regrading on the top of the hill. And I told Pierce, I don't care how much money you spend regrading at the top of the hill, that water is still going to end up at the bottom of the hill. And so the fact that we used concrete and basically reestablished where the low point was away from the foundation so that the water would shed away from the foundation and stay away. And so for whatever reason, it seems like a lot of people have problems with the fact that water wants to go to the lowest point. So what I like to do is create a lowest point for the water to go to. So this was definitely an interesting job, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.